Playoffs are here. Great, exciting, fun wild card weekend that just passed. A lot of good games, couple close games, overtime. We got everything. Crazy plays, big plays by quarterbacks. Definitely exciting. Exciting for the system as well. We finished 2-0 on official plays. 4-1 on our props as well in our prop article found at fakepigskins.com. You can find that each week over there Saturday mornings. Let's start off with some recap from the wild card playoffs, guys. Big win and upset for the Vikings. Huge. I didn't see Vikings winning that game, to be honest. New Orleans were playing great football. Breeze, Thomas, the whole team was playing solid. I didn't see Vikings going in there and beating them second time, back-to-back years. Unbelievable. Again, Vikings showed up. I think they outcoached the Saints. Obviously big plays, big catch by Thielen towards the end of the game. Obviously, New Orleans could have won that game. They missed that field goal in the middle of the game there. Lutz usually hits those. Breeze just wasn't himself. A couple bad plays by Breeze. He had that fumble late on the 30-yard line towards the end of the game there. It was tough to watch. New Orleans, I watch them from afar usually. Love watching them. Love the style of their play. And it's tough to see them back-to-back years losing to Minnesota. But definitely a huge win for Minnesota and excited for them. Let's look at some big performances from last week. Starting with Cook, 31 touches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Seems like Minnesota is resting him the last 2 weeks, getting him ready for this. Got 31 touches in this one. Henry, obviously, Derrick Henry, not going to leave him off this. 35 touches, 204 yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Obviously, the main reason why they were able to beat the New England Patriots, good game plan to beat the New England Patriots, and that is rush Henry and try to avoid passing the ball too much. That's what Tennessee did, and that's why they're facing Baltimore this weekend. DJ Metcalf, 7 receptions, 160 yards, 1 touchdown. Big reason why they beat Philly. You guys probably wouldn't think you would see him. I didn't think I would see him in this list this week, but definitely turning into a number 1 for Seattle over there, and pretty excited to see what he does moving forward. And gotta show the Watson play here, guys. That Watson scramble at the end of the game to get them the win over Buffalo was huge. Didn't have a great number statistically wise, Watson, but this play was unbelievable. I've seen him do these scrambles and these incredible passes time and time again. Unbelievable. Big win for them. Wasn't impressive full game from Watson and the team, but hey, they pulled it off in the end. And this play was definitely special. Put up the record here for you guys. Record updated. Back over 70%. Back over 70% for lines on the season. Very excited about that. Props just under 70% at 69.8. Unbelievable numbers here, guys. Excited for the whole season and to continue this through the playoffs. That is definitely the goal. Let's get right into it. We have 4 games to break down, starting with Tennessee and Baltimore. Baltimore -9, total 47. Just to let you know, guys, I have some leans and a couple official plays just like last week. I don't like all games here. Lines are a little tough this week, but I'll let you guys know if there are leans or official plays towards the end here. Start off with Tennessee. Some notes on Tennessee. Obviously, Henry coming off that huge game. He has had 700-yard rushing games or more, and in those games, Titans are 7-0. However, Ravens D is ranked 4th. Ravens rush D is ranked 4th, allowing 93 yards on the season. I think they'll be able to bottle them up a little bit with Henry and Williams. I just think Ravens will be able to handle him. I think obviously Henry's going to get his yards. I think he is going to rush over 100 yards. They're obviously going to try to focus on keeping the ball as much as possible, Tennessee, and try to avoid Baltimore and Lamar Jackson on the field to kill the clock and rush the ball. But, it's easier said than done. I do think A.J. Brown's going to have issues in this game against Humphrey in the secondary. Ravens secondary has been ranked towards the top of the league ever since trading for Peters. I think that will continue. I think they'll be able to take out Brown in big passing plays. So I think Tennessee's going to be in trouble there. We know Ingram has been questionable all week. He was limited in practice today. So I think he'll be back for this game, which is a big boost for Baltimore. I love Gus Edwards. I think he's a solid back. But obviously, the presence of Ingram, he can even catch out of the backfield a little bit. I do think Ingram does bring a lot to this, obviously, running back committee and just on the bench in general and leadership role. I think Mark Andrews will have a big game in this game as well, guys. Titans do give up a lot of points, yards, touchdowns to tight ends, ranked 7th. They give the 7th most yards to tight ends. So I think Andrews, even Hurst can get loose for a couple good catches as well. If Titans want to win this game, they're going to have to obviously keep the possession, run Henry a lot. I do think it's a long shot. I do think Baltimore wins this game. I would also lean on the over here. But yeah, I think Baltimore comes out, wins this game. But no official play here. It's just a lean for you guys. Let's move on to the other Saturday game. I flip-flopped it. That's the night game, the Baltimore-Tennessee game, afternoon game, Minnesota and San Francisco. I have official play for you guys here. I'm going to jump on the total here, and it's going to be over 44. I think it's a little bit low here. Obviously, Vikings coming off the big road win versus the Saints. Definitely have a ton of confidence going into this game, beating Drew Brees in New Orleans. We heard Thielen's a little banged up. I know Diggs was sick this week as well. Cook obviously back and healthy, running the ball. I think they're going to have to use him, even passing out of the backfield. San Fran's weakness obviously was against the run this season, and teams passing out of the backfield to running back. So I think they'll focus on Cook a lot there. And I do think both teams can score here, right? San Francisco's averaging almost 30 points per game, 29.9 to be exact, and Minnesota 25.5. So I think this 44 is just a little low here, guys. I think both teams will be able to score here. No weather concerns, nothing like that. So I am going to go the over 44. And I'll also lean over to San Francisco side -7. Jump over to the KC game. KC facing Houston. Houston at the Chiefs. 9.5. 51 total. It's another tough game, guys. Just a lean in this game. I'll lean the over 51. I think KC obviously wins this game as well. And if I had to play this game, I would take KC 9.5. KC was sitting at home last week watching this Houston-Buffalo game, and they must have been licking their chops watching this Texan team play. They did not play well last week. I know Buffalo's D is solid, but KC's pass D has been towards the top of the league the past 10 weeks. Very solid pass D. We know Texans a little banged up. I don't know if Will Fuller will be back for this game. If he does, it's huge, and definitely would help that over. If Fuller's there, he's good for a couple big plays. I know Houston beat KC earlier in the season. It was a hobbled Mahomes. KC's D wasn't playing like it was now. Much better D right now. Mahomes seems to be back to normal, so I don't look too much at that game. KC's losses this season were against teams that ran the ball for a lot of yards. I don't see Hyde or Johnson, that type of running back. They're not going to run for a lot of yards. If they can sprinkle in a little bit of Watson, some Hyde and Johnson, you can get maybe over 150 yards there. But I don't see any big 150-yard rusher, 200-yard rusher like there has been. And any of their losses were big runs. Marlon Mack had a huge game that I can remember off the top of my head here. So that's how I think they would lose games. I don't think Houston has that back to do that. Because like I said, Houston's ranked 8th in the passing D. allowed for yards this season to wide receivers. I don't see Houston being able to score that many points on KC. I see KC scoring more of the points, over the 30 mark here. High 30s, maybe even into the 40s. But I do lean the 51 and KC here. Also, another thing here, first time Texans won a game, because I think if Texans are going to win this game, and why they won the game against KC in the first meeting is because of possession, right? They kept Mahomes off the field. He was hobbled in that game. 39 minutes. Houston had ball possession for, and KC was in the low 20s. So that's the only way they have a shot in this game. Sure, they could cover this game. That's why I don't love it. I don't have an official play, but I'm more on the leaning over on the 51. So take a look at that 51. Last game here, guys, official play. Seattle at Green Bay. Green Bay at -4, total 47. The beat-up Seattle Seahawks are still alive, winning an ugly one in Philly with Wentz going out early. Would have loved to see what happened if Wentz hung around in that game. Seattle was, obviously Wilson was able to do enough. A couple big runs, big throw to Metcalf at the end there. Obviously Russell's always dangerous. He continues his magic. He's going to have to be very magical to get this win in Lambeau. They've lost 8 straight in Lambeau. It's going to be cold over there. I don't see Seattle running much with Lynch. I just don't think he's the back that he used to be. Obviously, Wilson may get loose for a bit. I think he's going to start running more in the playoffs. Sneak peek, take a look at the over in Wilson on the prop for the rush. But you can check that out in the prop article that I post. But yeah, Metcalf showed up big last week for them. I think he'll have a pretty decent game here. Green Bay's pass D is average. It's ranked about 14, so it's not bad. But I think Metcalf will have another solid game here. I just don't think it will be enough. Seattle's ranked towards the bottom of the league in both versus the pass and the rush. I think Rodgers will have a big game here. No turnovers this season, and Seattle, they are good with the turnovers, but he doesn't turn over the ball, Rodgers. So I'm not too worried about that. Jones, definitely a big factor to this game. I think he's obviously had a solid season. I think with Seattle's ranked 29th rush D in yards per carry on the season, he should be featured in this one. Jones, and then obviously Devontae Adams and others opening up for big passing plays, as long as Jones is able to rush, and I think he will. Seattle had a good takeaway and turnover percentage, like I said, but Rodgers doesn't turn over the ball. I think that's a huge factor here. Rodgers' playoff experience and being at home in this one, not turning the ball over, I think will determine this game. I'm going to roll with Green Bay here. Better team at home versus a banged-up Seattle, playing back-to-back games on the road, going from Philly to Green Bay. Give me Green Bay -4 and the under 47. I like the under 47 better, actually. Probably my favorite play of the week. So under 47 and Green Bay -4. All right, guys, I'll leave you guys with an alternate line parlay like I always do. My alternate line parlay this week is going to be Green Bay money line and Baltimore money line. You're going to get that at -120. We didn't hit it last week because New Orleans. We did hit with Buffalo on the alternate line parlay, but weren't able to capitalize on the full parlay. This week, Green Bay money line, Baltimore money line -120. All right, guys, good luck. Enjoy the games this weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'll be in all weekend long watching the games, betting live. Look out for my prop article. It'll come out Saturday morning. I'll post it on Twitter. You can find it at fakepigsskins.com. Hot in the props as well. So hopefully you guys do check that out. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Take care and good luck, guys.